Welcome back to the Celtics Nation Rise recap. I'm Griffin Aldridge. Alongside me, I have Daniel Miguel. Welcome. The Boston Celtics, unfortunately, are not victorious after this one. They lost to the Houston Rockets with a final score of 128 to 101. Disappointed loss, and we'll go into it, Daniel, and I want to hear your initial thoughts. But I have to say, we've been on the high of the Celtics winning, and it was expected. I mean, I said in my predictions too for the week, I expected us to lose to the Rockets. This is going to be one of the best teams you're going to face all season. Did we expect it to go down in this fashion, though? I'm not sure, but what are your initial thoughts after this loss from the Houston Rockets, Daniel?
Yeah, it's the Rockets with their new acquisition, KD being the best player on that team tonight. It was, as you said, it was expected. Like, we can't keep winning. We're gonna have to take losses eventually. And after a 3-game win streak, it was like, okay, when is this loss gonna happen? Because yeah, it was gonna happen eventually. A little disappointed that some of the guys didn't step up tonight, but it's okay. They're expected. These losses. Just focus on the next one is all I can say.
Yeah, it was rough. I mean, just from the get go, and it really reminisced of Milwaukee. I think it was last year or the Clippers last year. It was just a game where it was out of reach from the beginning, and it's like you take out the starters early. Like this game
Yeah.
was over from clearly the beginning of the game, and we'll get into it shortly. But it was just a game where it shows too because the Boston Celtics have been doing good. They beat the Cavs, who we thought are going to be a good team in the East. They barely lost to New York. They lost to New York by like 5 or 10.
Something
And
like that, yeah.
yeah, and then they beat the 76ers, who have been on a tear. So, it kind of looks good in the East, but then when they faced a Western Conference team, we kind of found our balance. We're like, all right, we're a good team, but we're not good enough to be top tier teams. Like it just shows that we're probably going to be middle of the pack,
And we knew
because
that from the beginning. It was a prediction from the beginning of the season. And yeah, it's not really a surprise where we end the season as long as it's not on those bottom tiers, which I don't think is gonna happen. I think we can be pretty safe with that. But yeah, we've it's been a prediction, it's been a statement that it's we're not gonna be like a top four, top five team in the East. It would be good, but yeah, this year was not the one.
yeah. And if you wanted to get into quarters for us, because like I said, it was ugly from the get go. I mean, like the Boston Celtics, it was not a competitive game by any means. It was not a competitive game.
The least competitive quarter we had was the first quarter, where the Cavs. Sorry, I'm the
I
Cavs.
was talking about the Cavs, guys.
The Rockets went out to score 37 points in the first quarter compared to the Celtics 24. In the second quarter, it was a little closer. The Rockets scored 29, and we the Celtics scored 24. In the third quarter, we scored 24 again, and the Rockets scored 31. And then to wrap it up in the fourth quarter, our closest quarter this game, um, the Rockets scored 31 and we scored 29. To total the score of 128 to 101.
And like you just mentioned, it was a upsetting game the whole time. And like there was not a competitive quarter we had. I mean, you could give some credit to the fourth quarter where we kind of kept it, the fourth
Yeah,
second quarter where we kept it close. But look at this. It was a bloodbath. Like, I mean,
30% shooting as well from the team, which and from three, and then 39% from the field, which is not what you're looking for. With 10 turnovers as well.
and what did the Rockets have from shooting from three?
The Rockets went 66% from three and 55% from the field.
Well, when a team shoots like that too, the chances are you're not going to beat them unless
Oh
you're
yeah,
firing on the same cylinders as them. It's not going to be competitive, and that's
not at
always,
all.
you know, the Celtics could have had it, but like again, and I'm about to get into player stats. The Celtics were not competitive tonight, and for the Rockets, you said it. The new acquisition of Kevin Durant, he showed tonight. He in 30 minutes had 26 points, 4 rebounds, assist, 2 steals, a block, and shot 72.7% from the field goal. Um, Sangoon and Thompson were also in there with Smith Jr. as well. But another name I really wanted to mention is another player who, a former Celtic, JD Davison, didn't do a whole lot, but I love how he like kind of posted on his story the other day. And this is the first post I've seen in a while. Maybe it was like kind of a reminiscence of Boston, but he like sent a picture of Boston and put Boston, Massachusetts. I kind of, but as he should. I mean, the Boston Celtics never gave him a fair chance. And tonight, in limited minutes, I thought he had a pretty good game. In 8 minutes, had 5 points, 1 assist, 1 block, and shot 100% from the field goal. So for getting limited time, I think that was kind of the most statement that he could make. Because I don't think the coach would even give him Ime Udoka would give him trust and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna let you go out there and get the start tonight," because
Yeah.
the Rockets wanted to go get that win. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it was nice to see that little glimpse of Davidson in that game. But yeah, he went out there, looked like he wanted to prove to Udoka why he should get more minutes, I guess. And yeah, those two shots he made, a three, an assist, a block. That's all you can do with those minutes that you get. And he went out there and did that.
Yeah, but like you said, rough shooting night for the Boston Celtics. And I'm going to point out some names that were just terrible tonight, like Anthony Simons, who in 17 minutes had 3 points, a rebound, and shot 16.7% from the field goal. I mean, again, Ron Harper tonight on a blowout got 10 minutes, had 2 points. So kudos to Ron Harper, our two-way player. Jaylen Brown in 22 minutes had 12 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and shot 42.9%. So if he got more opportunities, maybe a better game for him.
Yeah.
But Derek White, and I know you wanted to say something about him because he's been rough this season.
He
In
has.
19 minutes, had 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and shot 18.2%. If you wanted to kind of mention on Derek White really quick, if you want to give that some shine.
Yeah, he's had some okay games, I guess. And I guess I'd say the last good game he had was against Cleveland, where he had 19, 5, and 4. But he's only had one game, and I guess it's not all about scoring and shooting, but when you only have one game this season where you've hit 20 plus points, and that's the first game of the season, that kind of says something, Like he's not hit 20 points in any other game other than that first game against the Sixers. Tonight, 5 points, um, and all those five came in the first quarter. In the second quarter, he went 0 for 3 from the field with a rebound, 2 assists, and a steal. And in the third quarter, again, 0 points in 4 minutes, 0 for 3 from the field, -7, plus minus. Did not play in the fourth quarter. So yeah, just a bad game for him and a lot of other people on this team tonight.
Yeah, rough. I mean, he's been
Very
rough
rough.
this season, so I think it's just a slump. I think he'll turn around. But I wanted to give some credit, if the Celtics did get a win, but not even close. I vote for Celtics Nation Rise MVP, but we can't give them away on days that the Celtics don't win. But Baylor Shireman, very
Oh yeah.
see his name up there, and I gotta give some credit to Josh Minot too. I mean, he's been incredible in 19 minutes, had 10 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and shot 27.3. So shooting wise, he didn't do so hot, but good player to watch it tonight. But Baylor Shireman, spotlight player tonight, in 23 minutes had 17 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and shot 85.7% from the field goal. So when we've counted out Baylor Shireman, he showed tonight that he can still show up. And I still wanted to say that because Sam Hauser, his little competitor, we call him a rival, in 17 minutes had 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and shot 50%. So Baylor Shireman had a very effective night. And it's good to see that because, when hope has looked like lost for Shireman, you kind of look and you're like, all right, he still had a productive night. But again, I wanted to kind of mention too the rebounds. The Boston Celtics lose a lot when they're out rebounded. And I think you already mentioned that, Daniel. I'm not unsure. But 36 rebounds for the Boston Celtics and 53 for the Rockets. So they just did not control the glass. And that's an issue because, it's those second chance buckets. It's creating more opportunities, getting rebounds, and only getting how many did I say? 33,
36.
30,
36.
36. Only getting 36 rebounds and getting out rebounded by 58, 53 rebounds. I mean, you can't have that. You can't have that. That creates loss. But ultimately tough loss. And do you have any final thoughts on this Boston Celtics team after this loss? I mean, it was a pretty upsetting loss as we've been on a high of getting a lot of wins and got the loss tonight.
Yeah. I'd say not a bad game from Keita. Scoring wise was is okay. 9 points, 4 rebounds, on assists. But I like what I saw from him in that first quarter specifically. I was also glad that um Shireman did what he did in on these minutes because he does. These are the minutes um that Walsh would have gotten last season. And I would say safely that Walsh has done more in these minutes than Sherman has done more in these minutes
Yeah.
than Walsh has done like last season. Like getting those same minutes. Walsh did the good 10 points, but I want to see Sherman get more minutes. I want to see Sherman get that same consistency in terms of minutes that Walsh did last season. Because I really do think that Sherman can produce more and can give more to this team when given the chance. Same with Minot. 20 minutes a game is very good for him. I like what he put out there, especially with those 2 steals. Um, but yeah, very bad game from the starters, but a good game from I guess the bench guys. I guess you could call it. I guess Minot is not a bench guy, but yeah, the 2 guys that are supposed to lead the team with Tatum out did not show up tonight. But that's okay. All we can do is look forward to the next one.
Yeah, you said it right there. Again, an upsetting loss for the Boston Celtics. However, they're going to bounce back. They have some bounce backable games. So, with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications to be notified every time we upload. You guys can catch us again Monday for the game against the Utah Jazz as the Boston Celtics look to come back and get that win. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys with the next one. Peace, guys.